How's everybody doing today?
I know we got some people watching. Hey y'all, hey Henry. I'm gonna hopefully I can see if anybody asks questions, I'll be able to see that. I'm not I usually just kind of look at the people and then I'm like, oh, I done missed something. So hopefully I'll be able to help you out with that because I'm sure people may have some questions
Yeah,
because everybody think they like professional painters.
I
I'm
know a
down
lot
here
of people.
painting a handrail right now.
I know a lot of people sitting down right now. It's 16 degrees outside. Ain't
Oh
nobody
my
moving around.
goodness, it's so
Yeah,
cold.
it's cold. I came straight home. I made sure I was on time. I wasn't on BPT. I was on time.
I know that's right.
Yup.
'Cause it is really cold out there. And it's like that bone chilling cold.
Oh yeah. My body is not made for this weather environment. I think my ancestors came from overseas or something.
Oh, that's right. They came around to
Every
us.
winter, I was born and raised in Chicago, and every winter, I'm not prepared.
Yeah, it's almost like a shock.
Yeah.
And I think because it's just December, usually I'm used to this cold weather like January, February. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
hey,
I
I
got
don't know where
no.
Kelvin is. So, I'm just going to get you started.
Okay.
So, Brion's Painting Services, am I saying that right?
Yes, Brion's painting.
And so, your name is Brion Johnson, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so tell me, how long have this been your profession and how long has Brion Painting Services been in existence?
So I'm gonna take you guys back kind of far. I've always been an artist ever since
Okay.
second grade. Like I've always drew pictures and I love art. So that kind of carried on. I used to do tattoos.
Oh.
Yep, I used to do tattoos, and then I stopped doing that, because I wanted to get serious about life. And I worked at Ford, I worked at GM, nice factory job, have a family. But, my subconscious, my inner spirit always beat me up about, those jobs. It was like, Bria, you're better than this. You need to do
Okay.
something better. This isn't it. This isn't your calling. So, yeah, I asked a buddy because I had a buddy of mine. His dad owned a painting company, and
Okay.
I asked him, I said, "Can I shadow you guys?" And this was about 5 years ago. I was working for $80 a day. Yeah, $80 a day. I came from making 200
Did you
and
say a
20.
day?
Yeah, a day. I
Okay.
was I was making 200 and some odd dollars a day coming
Mhm.
from Pactive. I don't know if anybody know what Pactive is. Pactive is a warehouse over there in Frankfurt. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go learn a trade because I just feel like I need to do something more with myself. So learned the trade, speed everything up. I came from the union. I'm a union
Mhm.
painter.
And then you worked for Ford.
Yep, worked for Ford. I had like literally 10 factory jobs. I'm talking about all the jobs. The job for Ford, I waited in line for 12 hours. I had a family member tell me Ford was hiring, and I'm like, I don't want to work there. But then they was like, just go give it a try, and I'm just like,
Because that's one of them good jobs,
oh
they
yeah,
say.
the
Which one?
great paying
Which location?
jobs, yeah. So
Right?
Which location? Brion on 130th or out? Like,
130th.
oh,
Yep, I
okay.
worked over there 130th.
Okay.
I lasted I think I lasted 8 hours.
Because you're an entrepreneur.
Not 8 hours.
I promise you, I got on Facebook Live and I chucked up the deuces. Everybody was looking at me like I was crazy. Yeah, I don't know how people do that. Like that line,
Yeah.
still to this day, there's people in there. Yeah, it gives me chills just thinking about that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard work.
yeah, I jumped off the porch and I had real bills. I had my, living expenses. Thank God I didn't have a car note at the time. And I was just like, my son was born. And so at
Mhm.
that time, I was like, oh man, this guy, he's going to look up to me. What am I going to do?
Mm.
So I named him Junior, of course, first son, Junior. And then I was like, yeah, Breon's painting service. That doesn't sound bad. When he starts to ask for money and he's old enough to work, he go work for himself, you know?
I love
So
that.
speed up time,
Legacy.
7 years. Yeah, 7 years later, he's 7 years old, and still to this day, he still wants to be like me. So I'm doing God's work because this isn't for me. This like painting is just it's nice. I'm good at it. It doesn't feel like work. It's counseling. And so anything, when you align your personality with the atmosphere, you can't lose because at that point you don't do it for money. And when you don't do things for money, people acknowledge that genuine feeling. It's a discernment. Everybody has discernment, and when you have that discernment of doing things for more than money, it's hard to tell a person no. So yep, I had those crazy jobs. Went to the union. Crazy story about the union. I was in a union and I was making work weeks, 7-day work. No. What was it? 5-day work weeks short to 3. It sounds crazy, but yeah, the guys were looking at me like, hey, we're running out of work. You got to slow down. You got to stop working hard. Like, and I was like, what? Are you serious? You telling me to slow down, stop working hard? Like, I don't get it. And they was like, yeah, like, you're doing too much. I
Good
don't,
old
I
union.
don't know.
Good
And I'm
old
just like,
union.
I'm not no type of person that kiss butt, but I mean, I want to be noticed and I want to move up fast. So, it started, being a challenge. Everybody was against me. And I was like, you know what? This is starting to feel like those factory jobs again. I'm about to go start my own company. And so I started my own company. First year, I was paying for ads on Facebook. But before I started paying for ads on Facebook, I went and got 3,000 cards. I got 3,000 cards because my mentor, which is still my mentor today, is my father. Like the best salesman to me on earth. Well, of course it is because it's my dad. But yeah, I came from sales. I came from a background of sales, and I just know how to generate, a crowd. So I got 3,000 cards, and I just went door to door. I went door to door, rain, sleet, snow. I made sure I was like, all right, it's impossible for me to pass out 500 cards and I don't get a call. So I passed out 200 cards and I started getting calls. I was like, oh, okay, I'm getting momentum. I'm getting momentum.
Right.
So I got to the 1,000 card mark and I was I was rolling. I had a whole agenda for the week, and my first big job was $5,000. I painted a whole house, an entire house, and this was while I was working for my buddy's company. Yeah,
Okay.
and so I was like, yeah, it's time for me to branch off, and I branched off, and I'm here now. Yep, yep,
So
yep.
tell me this. You said you are an artist
Hmm.
first,
Yes.
and then you did tattoos. So tell me, are you doing murals and stuff like that too? Are you doing that into your painting?
No, I don't necessarily get into that due to the fact that, okay, when you start a business, you have to set rules. You have
Okay.
to have a game plan. And I didn't want to come into a business with the thought of, I'm just going to do everything.
Okay.
And, I'm the type of person where anything that I touch, it's gonna turn gold. No
Mm-hmm.
ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't. My expectations is gonna turn gold.
Mm.
So I came into it where when I was in a union, I was
Mm-hmm.
doing clean cut paint jobs. We
Yes.
were coming from level 4 finishes. We weren't doing accent walls. We weren't doing murals. We
Okay.
were drywalling. We were finished. We were the last people on the jobs.
Yeah.
So when I got into my business for myself, I made sure I was just gonna do clean cut paint jobs. I was just gonna focus on clean cut paint jobs. Why? Because I can teach that. I
Now,
can't.
did you have training on painting?
Yeah, yeah. Yep. I had training on painting when I was working for my buddy for $80 a day. Starting. I was in what was that? What area was that? Woodridge.
Okay.
We were in Woodridge. He had a contract with apartment complexes, and I was painting an apartment a day, one apartment a day by myself. And
Okay.
so it was, of course, flat white everywhere, flat white ceilings, flat white walls, and then in the kitchens, it was the eggshell for the ceilings, and in the bathroom. And so I was
Right.
like, oh, okay, I'm learning the system. So heat and moisture areas are supposed to get semi-gloss. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So I was doing that for a year. They bumped me up,
Oh,
bump
nice.
my prices, daily pay up to about $160, and give or take. It wasn't that good. I mean, still,
But
but
it was
hey,
more than $80.
it was more than $80. You know, but I knew I have vision. I knew that I wasn't gonna stay at $80.
Okay.
I wanted to learn a trade by any means. I didn't care. I was gonna work for free. That's how determined I was. I was gonna work for free because I knew exactly where I was gonna be, and so that's where I got my paint experience. Them throwing
And
me
how
there.
long ago was this?
This was about 5 years ago. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. What is my son's 7. I started doing that when he was 2. Yep.
And
So
did
I
you
was working with them.
start with paint, tape, and all that stuff too? Or
So
that's
at
just
that
for the
time,
images?
I was not professional. Nope. I at when all those apartment complexes, I was asking him. I said, "Are we changing carpet? Please get units where we're changing carpet, please," because I was feeling paint everywhere. Like it was bad, but that's a learning experience. I was appreciative of it, and I did have coaching along the way. But the person that was coaching me, you know, spoon fed, really didn't know too much himself. So we were building a business,
I
and
love that.
my drive to learn and wanted to do more made me level up way faster.
Yeah.
I don't compare myself to others, but after we started painting rooms on our own, I was like, all right, here's a challenge. I'm gonna paint the living room, you paint the dining room and the bedroom, and we're gonna see who does it better. And eventually, my work was flawless. And so I was like, all right, you're the owner of the company, and that's cool and all, but I know where I'm going, and my paint edge just grew.
Yeah.
Grew, and then it got to the point where they were like, oh, you can do 2 apartments a day. We're not no, Brion, you're not doing 1 apartment. We're gonna have you do 2 apartments a day. So I was doing 2 apartments a day. And then that's when they bumped me up to 160 a day. I was doing 2 apartments, full 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, didn't matter. I was there 10 hours a day. Like,
Wow.
yeah. And then I would go to the gym every day afterwards. I don't know where I was getting this energy from, but yeah, just thinking back on it, I was really working. Like that was really like my first real job where I was really working. And so I was asking him, I was like, okay, like, man, I got a son now. I want extra money. What do you guys think I should do? Now, they didn't
Mm-hmm.
know I have a business background. I had my insurance license since I was 18. And,
Mm-hmm.
I have a business background. Anything I start is just going to take off. They were like, yeah, go do side work. Go do paint jobs on the side and stuff. And I was like, you sure you want me to do that? All right, cool. I know the basics. I know how to keep people's house clean now. I know how to prep houses. I know, what shanes are supposed to go on what areas of the walls and stuff. And fast forward time, I got that first $5,000 job. They kind of felt some type of way when they seen I did it and I finished it on my own. I asked my uncle, who now
Mm-hmm.
runs a 100-acre farm, for help, and he went to trade school at a young age, at 15 years old, and he was just giving me tips and tricks on my first job, and yeah, after those tips, I took off. I took off because I really want to learn how to do something, and when I want to stick with it, I I don't take no for an answer. So everything that people thought I wasn't listening to, when they thought I wasn't taking notes, it was all up here. It stayed up here. Yeah.
That's
So
good.
yeah, people were surprised when they seen my success. They were like, "Whoa! Like I only told you that once."
I
Or
remember
where did
that.
you see that from? And I'm like, I'm a visual learner. You showed me that when you didn't think I was looking. So yeah, I did that first job and I just jumped off the porch. I went and created me a LLC. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know nothing about business funding. I didn't get business funding until I was 3 years into business. I got
Okay.
my first line of business credit last year.
Oh wow.
Yes, and I've been in business for 5 years. I was
Was
hustling
it?
for four
Did you
years.
come to any of our little seminars that we had on business credit?
I, I at that point I was not like I wasn't professional with going and getting in the room or anything like that. I'm like trying to do everything on my own. You know,
Okay, but I know I'm
falling
glad that
forward.
you recognize now,
Oh yeah,
like, okay, I need to do this because you are growing so fast
yeah,
now. So I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the mentality that I have is just like, all right, I'm gonna learn it and I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna learn it and I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna learn it and I'm gonna apply it. Every year, I just make sure I'm in a better position, in a better place than I was the year before. I don't see other competitors. That's why I guess I'm getting so much notary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see my competition.
That's
I mean, I see them coming, but like I'm so tunnel visioned, I don't see them, and that's why
good.
my edge. You know, it's tons of people in there that are great. They do murals, they do border walls, like they're awesome, and I just do clean cut paint jobs. But I know what to do to set myself aside to make myself stand out, and it's customer service, it's attitude, and it's education.
Okay.
Those three things
It sets you apart.
you can trump a person with talent any day. If I didn't have talent and I got those, I'm walking circles around a person with talent. You know, if just as long as those three are aligned, everything is gonna work out good. You know, you got to start with crazy faith. You got to believe in God, put God first, and the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
So Brion Painting Services, you started your LLC 3 years ago, you said?
Around 3 years ago. Yep, I put everything on paper 3 years ago. Yep.
And what has been the most challenging in starting your business? Or what has been the most challenging job that you have in painting? I'll say that.
The most challenging thing in starting business is juggling finances while you're starting a business. A lot of people think starting a business is roses and peaches. It's not.
Right.
Especially when you don't have business funding. I was excuse me. I was doing jobs. This was the toughest part. Knowing that I was doing jobs at 50% of what the job really cost to get my name out there. So, perfect example. Average room costs anywhere between $300-$400 to paint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ceilings, walls, trim, prepping. I started off painting rooms $150.
Wow.
And I don't know how I was surviving off of that. I was including materials with that.
Mm.
So, I was, yeah. Yeah. But I mean, majority of my jobs were like $2,000, but I think I was almost painting whole houses for like $2,500, $3,000, and those were big houses in Matson.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. A lot of
Maybe
people
they
didn't know that.
loved
I
you.
mean, the truth is coming out right now.
Yeah, you were a machine.
All right.
So it was easy to you. It was easy to you. So you could do that. But now the true value. But you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You like a machine. Just like when you were in the union, outpacing. And I hear that story often about the union. Uh, no beef to any of my union brothers and sisters out there. But the union has ended. You have a way of doing things depending on your drive. So that's
So I knew I had to undercut myself because it was people out here that were painting way longer than me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I, in order to be their competition, I had to chop prices in half. You know,
mhm,
I was calling buddies of mine in the union, asking them what's good pricing to do certain jobs,
mhm,
and that's how I pretty much fell forward. And about a year into ownership, like on my own, completely on my own, I had a whole list. I wrote down a whole list of how much each room I'm gonna charge. So when I go to a client's house, I'm not looking crazy. I'm not knowing what I'm not talking about, and
Right.
and I have somewhat of an education standpoint from that point. So another I had, you know, to face is making it seem like I knew what I was talking about when I was going to these clients' houses. I knew I couldn't plan these people's homes, so I was
Right.
taking on jobs that weren't big at first.
Right.
Even though my first job was a $5,000 job, full house, it was a friend of mine's. He was like, "Look, I know I see your work. You always posting your stuff. Look, this is a brand new foundation, complete rehab. Do your thing. I trust you." And so I was like, man, I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative to this day still about that opportunity. But after that, I knew I had to take it down a notch because I was working with my cold market people and I didn't want to mess my reputation up by going into people's homes and you know just playing around. So I came up with a script that I used, and I went to every client with the same script. And my script was, I walk in the house,
Uh-huh.
I ask them, okay, how you doing? I keep a
I'm
smile on my
trying to see
face.
if this is the same script you gave me.
Yeah, truth be told, it's the same. This is how's your day going? Okay, so and so I pull out my notes and I was nervous, so I would, in order to break eye contact, I will act like my phone and take notes. So I take notes. Estimate who were very sense the rookie in me, and so I told my story. Everybody, I told my story, why I started Brion's painting service, what I was in. I took conversation, wanting painting service, and getting to know them a little, getting them to say yes. Psychological thing. A lot of people don't. When you have to indirectly get them to say yes, and it doesn't have to, it cannot be with anything that you're offering. So ask them a question like, how soon do you want this done? If you want it done professionally, and they'd be like, yes. And then I was just like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, yeah, we can make that happen. How's your day? Yeah, it's going pretty good. Yes. Getting them comfortable with me, and getting them to understand where I'm coming from, why I'm doing it. And I told them the same story. I'm doing this for my son. Uh, I started this company for my son, and and they were just like, "Oh my God, it's so inspirational." And I wasn't lying. Still to this day, it's for my son, and what broke the ice.
Mm.
So from me getting 60-40,
I said, I seen you
I
work.
can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Got
You do a
delay,
great job.
delay, lady.
Oh, okay.
You breaking.
There you go.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah,
There
I
you
can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay. Hey. Somebody was saying hello. I think I had a big delay, but I was saying, Brian, I've seen your work personally at my friend's house, and I was thoroughly impressed at your work.
Thank
So
you.
I knew that, for one, I'm already working on doing a video for you and your work on my own channel because I was impressed.
Thank
So
you.
I know that you have a heart of gold, and I know that you take pride in your work. Now,
Yes.
I do have a question. When you do go to people's house and you see that they don't have like brand new walls and they may have some bumps and stuff,
Hmm.
do you like give them an estimate for that, or do you just say okay to paint over the bumps, or do you recommend that they get them completely, smoothed out?
So when I go into homes like that, um, I I pretty much tell them what needs to be done. I don't ask them because the customer, of
Mhm.
course, is just going to be like, I don't know. I just want it to look nice. I
Mm-hmm.
Right.
educate them on how it should look. I
Mm-hmm.
tell them, okay, this area is a little bumpy. What we should do over here is we're gonna lay some mud down. We're gonna sand it. We're gonna put 3 coats of mud. We're gonna skim coat the walls. The walls need to get skim coated. The ceiling needs to get skim coated. You have foundation cracks. We're gonna take care of that. We're gonna put mesh tape up here, and so we need to do this in all rooms because I can't put my name on this job, or I can't make videos for this job, and it's gonna look like BS. So no, I don't
Yeah, your
let them.
reputation. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I pretty much tell them, okay, this has to get done. I don't necessarily ask them unless it's a CHA government job, and they tell me, Brion, look, We got Promar 200. We got CHB flat. Just paint. I'm like, all right, cool. Send my guys in there. Go ahead, do your thing.
Okay.
Now, if the wall look like crap and they tell me just paint on the CHA, we're just painting. But when it comes to a residential home, no, I'm doing it the right way. You know, because I record on all jobs. Every job I do, I record all my work.
Yeah, and you do a
Oh wow.
range. I noticed you do a range of jobs. Like you do commercial, you do, of course, residential. Um, just a little bit. I'll go into more of our history later on, but you're a phenomenal young brother, man. And I've been noticing you. I was a fan of you before we even met. Like when you came into the renovation room, and I saw how the professionalism you operated with and how you marketed yourself.
Yes, sir.
Prior that you taking your work, I was like, yeah, this young man is, and I say young man because I'm an old man,
I
but
know we all
yeah,
young.
yeah.
You still
Yeah,
young too,
yeah.
boss. Look,
Yeah,
you not
Brion,
old.
I always tell everybody I talk to, I say Brion is a star up and coming star. Because he no matter what he does, like as you can see from playing football. I don't know how far you want to go into that with your football history and my man Torian, who I grew up with playing football, that knows you, that coached
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
just knowing your background, bro, and how highly recommended you come. And I met you and talked to you,
yeah.
and your vision as far as, and I'm sure Nita's gonna ask about this. Where you plan on seeing your company going 5 years and into the future? I'm here. I'm gonna be tuned in, bro. I can promise you that, and
Yes,
I'll
yes.
probably be a little piece of it too
No,
here and there, but
you
I'm
are.
definitely be
You
tuned
are.
in.
You are.
You know.
So my goal.
Brion, you said you had a staff, so you done
Called
upgraded to
that
a
right.
staff
You called that
already,
right.
a crew.
Uh-huh.
He
Okay.
ain't playing by himself no more.
Yeah, no. I have a crew. I had a crew going on 2 years now. Yep.
Okay, that's lovely.
And
Okay,
but
I
before
love that.
I get into me and trained, they went and started their own company. Two people, and they're
Nice,
successful right now.
nice.
Yes, yes. I have a Caucasian guy over, and he's 20 minutes from Wisconsin, and he used to call me every weekend to get some extra days. He hasn't called me in a whole year,
Mm,
and we still talk. He's in tune with real estate agents, and he's booked.
mm,
He's booked,
nice.
and he was a painter for 10 years, way before I was a painter.
Mm,
Yep, and he tell me to this day, Brian, we're making the same, and I and to this day he respects me, for to pushing him like that, and
that's what's up.
you know, my team, they're a reflection of me. I don't let them into any client's home unless they can bring the Brion's painting service quality. And so, Danita's friend, that basement, I didn't even do. I probably did 5% of that work.
Hmm.
But those people that were in the basement that I taught, they didn't come from a background of painting.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so it took me about a year to groom them up, and now I can set jobs and send them over there, and they can take care of the job
Yeah.
while I'm at the office or I'm at Starbucks or I'm out passing cards. And that's typically, you know, I had to stop being selfish. I had to stop doing the jobs by myself. I asked God, I said, I want to get to the next level. And God told me, in order to make more, you need to make less.
Hmm.
And it took me 4 months
Mm.
to understand that concept. I didn't know what that meant. And I got to the point of, kept on falling on my face. I was tired. I was working 8 to 10 hour days, painting whole houses by myself, shoulders falling off the bone. I'm like, yeah, no, this has to be a better way. And when I started training people, I was making less the first couple of months, but then when they started to, duplicate my quality, I was getting more jobs, and we were flipping jobs faster, and we were able to take on, instead of one job a week, 3, 4 jobs. And that's when I was starting to make more. But I had to take less to make more. And so I'm still taking that how can I say this into consideration with getting to the next level now, because it's the end of 2024, and 2025 is about partnerships. So I know me and you talked before, we're locked in. I know you could tell them, let them know, but yeah, no, I'm all about partnerships and to, networking, building the brand, uh, providing quality work to the whole Chicagoland area, not just Chicago, but nationwide. That's why I started a YouTube, because I want to educate people on, how to have the mentality to never give up.
Okay.
How to have the the, the to fall in love with no's.
Yeah.
A lot of people, majority, 99% of people hate being told no.
Yeah.
But that's where success lies.
Yeah. Right. Gotta go
You
through the fire.
cannot you cannot build anything successful without being told no. And my father taught me that at a young age. And he indirectly taught me that, because I always asked for things and he told me no. Told me no. And I'm like, dude, why? Like, what the heck? Why are you always telling me no? But, he made me work for it. And so now I'm accustomed to working for anything I get. And if it comes easy, it doesn't feel right.
Oh,
So
preach.
yep. So when I go to these clients' houses, I bring my A game. The A game is educating them on everything that they want to know, and then
Yeah.
I wait for them to tell me no. I actually have a smile on my face, and I want them to say no. And majority of the time, they say no, but it's impossible to tell me no more than 10 times.
Not more
People don't even
than
know.
10.
People don't even know. This past month, I got told no 10 times. I mean, literally, I
Okay.
had clients tell me, no, we're going to go to another company. And I went to the next client with the same energy. But a lot of people don't understand that I run numbers. You got to run numbers. You have to. It's imperative. It's important. It's so important to run
Yeah.
numbers. If you don't run numbers, you won't seek success. You won't see it. I see people all the time go do 5 quotes. All of them say no. They want to give up. That's God testing you. That's God seeing what you're willing to go through to get to that next level.
Right.
People want to get to the next level. People want success, but they don't want the trials and tribulations that come with it. God is going to challenge you, and he's going to challenge your weaknesses in order to make those weaknesses stronger, so you can take on and hold that load.
Yeah.
You
Look
know,
at you. You preaching tonight.
You preaching,
Okay.
bro.
Sound
I
like,
hope whoever's watching is taking notes, because you really sharing
but it's the
some
truth.
critical things that, and me and Nita, I say some of the same things to her. You gotta go through the fire. I call it going through the fire.
you gotta go through
Gotta go
those
through the
no's.
fire. You gotta come out on the other side. You gotta, if you get those scars, they gotta heal and scab up, because now you learn from those scars.
Yes.
So I do
Stronger.
have a question in the comments. Somebody asked me, when is a good time or what month to paint outside your home?
Uh,
Great question.
it is back then it would be the starting of March,
Okay.
and then you will stop at the end of October, November. But now
Today.
the surface temperature has to be 45 degrees.
Okay.
So I can go paint exterior next week, just as long as the surface temperature is 45 degrees and the degrees does not fall under 45 degrees overnight.
That's what I was gonna say. Is there a certain amount of
Yeah.
time it needs to stay within that range? You said
Yes.
24 hours.
24
Okay.
hours paint needs to cure outdoors 24 hours.
Okay.
If you paint any type of exterior surface and it's lower than 45 degrees, you're playing with chances of having your work look like trash coming the next season. Because Chicago, let's just be honest, we're in Chicago.
Right.
We deal with every element. We deal with Texas heat and we got Antarctica at the same time.
At the same
So
time, the same
we
heat.
have to make sure we're taking precaution and taking the right steps when doing these jobs. And I had a couple jobs this past week I could have took on. said, man, I want to keep my guys busy. Hey, let's take this job on. And I could have did some BS work, but I said no. I educated them and I told them it is not safe to do it right now. And they appreciated me. They respected me. And you know what? I got customers that's going to come back and be loyal to me in the springtime just because I gave them that education. Because 100% of clients don't know what they need to know, you know? And truth be told, I want to come up with a, I shouldn't say this on this live, but I really don't care.
No,
I
no.
don't hold game to my chest. I want to come up with a platform to teach and educate a client before they call a contractor in the lane of what they want done, so they can know base price, demographic on inflation, how much it should cost, what it should, what it could cost, and if it's challenges, what the price can go up to, compared to them thinking everybody's gouging them and then going to get 3, 4 quotes and then going with the cheaper quote just because that person doesn't know what he's doing.
That part.
And comparing it to the quote that is an expert, and then getting effed over, and then calling the expert back, and then getting double charged.
Paying twice. Yeah, paying twice.
Paying twice. I hate to see our clients in this group. And truth be told, let's just be honest. I did my homework. The demographic of clients in this group are majority women, and women, they don't know. And so I have 6 sisters. I'm the only boy. I understand how it is getting taken advantage of on that spectrum. I always go to the car dealership with my sister because they always try to get that extra dollar in their pocket. No, you're not running her credit. We're doing this. No, we're not doing that. Let's see the Carfax. No, we're not doing this. So I understand that, when contractors see an independent woman, they see dollar signs. So I
I'm
just would
not gonna
like to.
say all contractors, and I'm
No,
not
not
gonna say
all
that all
contractors.
women don't know stuff too, because I'm not trying to debate you, what you
Mm-hmm.
think, but I am a woman and I do know my own stuff.
Yeah.
And but I understand that some men, I ain't gonna say all, some men will or some will try to take advantage of a woman. So I do get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we do have to learn a lot on our own and learn how to um stand up for ourselves and learn, the good thing nowadays, you do have the internet, you do have people inside the room that you can ask these things, and people do send us messages off often to ask us, hey, is this a good price? Or so that's kind of what we stand for as well. We want to make sure that people are not feeling like they're on an island and they can just take any quote that they get,
Yeah.
and like you said, and I'm gonna say too, like you were once a young contractor who was new, and your prices may have been low, but you were still good. So, you have to really vet people, learn your craft, learn what you want. And because just because somebody price is low doesn't mean they're the worst, and just because their price is high doesn't mean they're the best. So you have to really, like you said, have discernment and really figure out, get to know the
Yeah. Yeah.
contractor.
And I didn't mean it in any way to target women. It's just it's the truth in the pudding. People try to take advantage of, they think the crowd doesn't know.
Right.
And I'm just I grew up with 6 sisters, so I understand how how things how it goes. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I want to try to create, or come up with somebody that's really technical savvy. Come up with a tool, like an app. You can go in, say what you want painted, or
Mhm.
what you want done in your home, or if you want a porch built, or you want a gazebo made, brung in. You have an understanding, and now you can call your contractor, and then off back you can call them off BS if they're trying to BS you.
That's a great idea, bro.
Right. That's
Yep,
awesome.
yep, yep, yep.
Hey, let me
Uh,
jump in with a quick question.
yeah.
Yes.
So, can you explain to people about? You made me think about it a while back. The difference between, I won't say cheap paint, but I'll say the difference between inexpensive paint
Mm-hmm.
and quality paint, like I'll name a couple brands, like your Sherwin Williams, like your Benjamin Moores, like your higher quality Bears. Explain to people why you want to get, and I kind of understand this from painting over the years, and working with painters.
Yes.
Why you I think you should go towards the more quality paint.
And
Yes.
But
Dutch boys.
explain,
What about Dutch boy and Pittsburgh and all those
so
other?
let's hear this from a pro. Why the difference between I say it cheap paint and quality
Yeah.
paint. I'll say it like y'all can blame
Yeah.
me.
I love this. I love this topic because I literally, educate every client. I even educated a woman, actually 5 minutes before we got on this live. She wanted me to come and, paint something. A painter got sick, and I asked her. I said, "Okay, you have the paint already?" She said, "Yes." She was saying she had glitting ceiling paint. I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna double charge you, but glitting is like water, so it's gonna make my job harder,
Absolutely.
so let's give an example. Glidden, Dutch boy, all Dutch boy is not bad. Pittsburgh is very 50-50, but let's just compare Glidden to Bear.
Okay.
Glidden has a very intense water base,
Okay.
right? Whereas if Bear has less water added to their product, and it's just to make the materials thicker so your first coverage can lay down. Now, a lot of people, a whole bunch of painters hate working with Bear.
Okay.
Why? Because it dries up fast. It ruins your brush. You have to clean your brush out after every 2 hours because the product is so thick, and it smells. The smell is horrible. They got to do something about that smell. But I typically use Sherwin-Williams. I love Sherwin-Williams brand because I created a relationship with my paint rep, and I recommend all you contractors to go build a relationship with your field, like whatever field you're in. Go to those contracted stores and build a relationship with your paint rep. Your paint rep is not trying to sell you anything. They want to help you grow. They are already getting paid. They don't get paid extra money to sell you things.
Right.
So they want to see you grow, and they want to help you out. And so once I realized that, I got educated on the right products to use in the client's homes, and the jobs go way smoother. So I totally highly recommend Sherwin-Williams Super Paint. That's my go-to. I love that stuff. It's amazing.
So you like Super Paint over was it Pro Classic? What's the other one?
200.
Emerald.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer
No,
Super
Emerald.
Paint. Yes, I prefer Super Paint over Emerald. Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Emerald is bougie. Emerald and Super Paint. Super Paint is a pair of Nikes, right?
Okay.
Super Paint is a pair of Nikes. Emerald is some Balenciagas,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
They both
That's what
comfortable.
I like.
They both comfortable. You're gonna get compliments. It's
Okay.
just one is nice and high priced, and then you're gonna be like, oh, you're fancy. No, and Nikes are just the same. They do the same
That's the
thing.
same. Okay.
And honestly, Nikes, you can do a lot more in Nikes. So with that being said, you could do a lot more with Super Paint because Super Paint will stretch more.
Okay.
You know, when it comes to thicker products, I have to add water. Emerald, I have to add water.
Really?
Yes, yes. When you guys see my videos, and when I'm rolling that paint out, how I barely go to the paint tray because I added water to that product.
Oh wow.
To make that product spread. You buy less product. It doesn't make the product more where like it's bad. No, it actually smoothens out. Your first coverage, your first coat of paint will be a lot smoother if people add water. They don't know that.
Wow.
You add what is that? A half cup of
All the nuggets.
Yeah, he killing it, man.
yeah, a half a cup of water, if I'm not mistaken, a half cup of water to every gallon.
Okay.
Yep. And so when I'm using my sprayer, perfect example, when I'm using my sprayer and I have a 5-gallon bucket of cashmere medium luster. I use cashmere medium luster or low luster.
Oh.
Cashmere medium luster is semi-gloss. Cashmere low luster is that smooth, intricate, like it's a satin look on your trim. It's gonna be sleek and sexy, but it's not gonna be shiny.
Oh, okay.
And clients love that stuff, but that stuff is very thick because I use a fine finish tip sprayer. A fine finish tip in my spray gun, and so when I'm using that product, I have to add water to the materials in order for it to come out of my sprayer perfectly. If I don't,
And
I'm
what do
gonna
you
get
use that one for?
when I'm spraying doors and trim.
Okay, that's
But
what I thought you were
Yep.
saying.
So
Okay.
all thick products. When any type of bare product, I use water. I add water.
yeah, yeah, you put on the class, bro. I hope these younger or more less experienced painters are taking notes because
Yeah.
I actually just learned something because I'm the type and Nita will tell you this where I think like Emerald must be better because it costs more. You just broke down why it's not the Balenciaga versus Nike example was that's all I needed to hear because
Yeah.
basically Balenciaga is a nice luxury, but it's not needed.
Yeah.
Because he like
I
Nikes.
love
That's why.
yeah, I'm brand. Hey,
Well,
Yeah,
Jordan.
I
I love
like this.
check this out. Check this analogy out. You got two guys. You got one guy in Balenciagas. You got one guy in Nikes.
Nikes
Both
are not comfortable though.
both
They
of them
cute.
have quality, and regardless, when they provide quality, a woman with morals, she's not gonna care about the Balenciagas.
mm,
Just as long as you have quality,
substance.
the Nikes are quality. So just as long as you got quality shit, then they're not gonna give a rat's butt about the guy with the Balenciagas. If anything, they're gonna use that guy. They see, oh, okay, you money, so we're gonna use you for that. But the guy over here with the Nikes, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, we see it's 50-50. I don't know. Let's come with morals
Say
first because you're
say it again,
not you're not
bro.
showing money,
Say it again. I had on Nikes with me when I met Nita 20 some years ago.
You did
You know what I'm saying?
not. You had on them hard puppies.
I had on them Nikes. You know what I'm saying? I'm
You had
like,
on hard
what?
puppies.
Oh man, that's so funny. But yeah, so with super paint, don't get me wrong. I add water as I go because when I'm using my cut lines, when I make videos, those cut lines like with the brush, you got to get that paint on the wall,
Yeah.
right? Say the cut. Okay. Say this is the top of the ceiling right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the whole cut line right here. When I
Mm-hmm.
add paint to the wall, I bring my paint where this red line is at. I
Oh, okay.
put
Okay.
all the paint on the wall first.
Right.
Then I open up my bristles. The paintbrush is like this. I open up my bristles like this, and then I drag my line, and I have a clean cut line because I opened up my bristles instead of coming with bristles like this. Then you have a chance of paint popping onto the ceiling. So you put the paint on the
That's
wall,
me.
open up your bristles like this, and then you drag it with speed.
Can you do a class?
Yeah,
I about to say, bro, you should be definitely doing some in 2025.
yeah,
I'm sitting here looking like, man, I'm learning, like I'm looking at a YouTube video. You know
yeah.
what I'm
No,
saying?
no. Honestly, I have my people, my laborers. I don't want to call them my
Yeah,
workers because they don't work for me. They work for themselves. They are in control if they hire or fire themselves. I am not a boss. I am a leader.
there you go.
You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, you got to
So
change.
Fancy.
Yeah.
no, a boss directs you and tells you what to do. Tells you what to do. A leader educates you and guides you.
Mm,
I'm a leader. I'm gonna lead you
Empowering.
to success. I'm not gonna boss you around
yep.
because you're gonna leave me if I boss you around.
Yeah.
But if I lead you, you can go make more money elsewhere, but you're gonna come back because I was the leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I have people all the time. They go and do what they want to do, and they all 50% of the time they come back, you know.
Okay, so I do have questions for you for paint
Yeah.
sheens. So we're gonna start with flat.
Okay.
What do you recommend for the flat sheen? What parts of the house? What projects?
So for
Types.
the flat sheen, I recommend all ceilings, only ceilings only.
Okay.
I do not recommend going flat anywhere other than ceilings because when you're working with flat, you can't clean it.
Mm,
Right.
You cannot clean that
mm,
stuff, and the client is going to be pissed
mm.
because majority clients have kids, and kids are yeah
Dirty.
yeah. You get a paint job, and then kids they go right on that wall, or So I educate my clients on getting satin or eggshell.
Okay. Now,
And
what
truth be told,
do you use satin for?
I
Oh
use
wait, let's do eggshell. So what is eggshell versus satin?
they're the same.
Mm,
Yes,
mm, mm.
they're off this much.
Yeah.
Okay, because I
So,
feel like satin was a little bit more of a little bit of like you can wipe it a little bit
No,
more than eggshell.
satin is actually shinier than eggshell.
Yes,
mhm.
that's what I
Eggshell
mean.
The coat of an eggshell is the sheen of an egg. That's why it's called
Right.
eggshell. So you take an egg and you see that nice semi sheen to it. That's eggshell. Satin is a little bit shinier than eggshell.
I never knew eggshell had a shine to it. I thought it was almost equal to flat,
No.
but now I just learned. Okay.
Yeah, no, 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 no. And then the difference. So the difference between satin and eggshell is the painter.
Okay.
I can tell if a person. I don't even have to be at the job. The job could have been done 3 months ago. I can come in and I can tell where the painter stopped, where the painter got lazy, where he was excited, where he was really in his
Right. Where
group.
you
Yes,
started off.
yes.
Yeah.
I can go to the side of the wall and I can see. Okay, you didn't backstroke this area. You're supposed to roll the paint on the wall and you backstroke it, and you were a little too strong on your backstroke because I could tell. So
Is this a backstroke?
yep, yep, yep. So it's
Okay.
like no, 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 no. So it's like you roll the wall, you roll the entire wall, right?
Okay.
And then you go back over your work. That's the backstroke.
Oh, okay. So go this way and then go back this way.
Yes. So go back, roll the wall, and then with half of the muscle, back roll the wall. Yep.
Okay.
And that's how you get that fine finish. Because your first roll, you're gonna have ropes
Right.
on the wall. You're
Right.
always going to have ropes because at the end of your roller, it creates ropes because a lot of people don't know how to control their muscle memory. So those
Right.
ropes are going to be those real thin lines on
Extra.
the wall. And
Yeah.
I can tell if a person back rolled their wall if I don't see those lines. But if I could tell if a person didn't back roll those walls if I see lines all through the job. Yep.
Okay.
And so with eggshell, you have to, if you're cutting in a room with eggshell, you have to paint that entire room before that paint dries.
Now I'm looking at my work.
you gotta, when you cutting in a room with eggshell, you cannot wait no longer than an hour. You can't let that paint dry 100% before you come
Yeah.
over with the whole row, or you're gonna tell, okay, the wall was rolled first and then cut last, or the wall was rolled last and then cut first.
Now
But
what
with
about
satin,
satin? Yeah.
I can cut the whole house in, come back the next day, and you won't tell.
Oh,
And I can cut the whole entire house in, come back the next day, roll the whole entire house. You won't be able to tell what I did.
now what about semi gloss? Where do
Semi
you use
gloss,
that at?
semi gloss. I don't care how good of a painter anybody
Oh, you got
is.
Torian Moore is just chimed in, man. So you
He
got
said
to
you
roll.
gotta roll it out the
He
what?
said
And
you
remove
got
the
to roll into
okay.
that cut to remove the bro. So you know he old school talking about you got to roll into that
Roll,
cut.
you gotta roll it out,
What's up,
Jack.
Uh-huh.
Torian?
So
What's
with
up, Torian?
semi gloss, I don't care how good of a painter anybody is. If you try to roll out semi gloss on a wall, you're gonna mess up.
Mm, I wish I knew that years ago.
We
I
we had our house and the
Oh
whole
man,
house was semi gloss.
woo!
It was super shiny.
20 years
you would
ago,
you would be
bro.
pissed at me. You would be mad at me, especially if I gotta do touch ups on wall because you're gonna tell. You're gonna be like, God, Leah doesn't look right. When it comes to semi gloss, I only do ceilings, and then you have to with semi gloss, you have to roll downwards. You put all the paint on the walls.
Mm.
You back roll it, and then you roll down in sections. You don't you don't roll down then roll up. Roll down then roll up. No,
Get out of here.
you roll down. You roll down.
Really.
You roll down. You roll down.
And
You
so, do
roll
you
down.
only use semi gloss in kitchens?
I only use semi-gloss kitchen ceilings,
Oh,
bathroom
usually kitchen
ceilings.
ceilings. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
kitchen ceilings, bathroom ceilings, and trimming doors. I don't paint walls with semi-gloss. I talk every client out of it. I don't allow
Wow.
them to let. I don't allow them to. I don't allow them.
So a little history. Me and this young lady, over 20, 21 years ago, 2003, bought our first home together. Uh, in Dalton, it was a full rehab. I'm a young buck then. We both were young. We painted that whole house. It was a tri-level house in Dalton, right there by Menards on Sibley. Painted the whole house in semi-gloss. And you
Woo!
know what? And now that you say that, like going, you know how you roll the walls, up your W's or
Yeah.
whatever. I never could understand why we can just couldn't get
But
it
we
right, man. You just
also did the drywall too. We had never did drywall before, but we learned
so that's
today that day.
so
And then and we used Dutch Boy.
Oh my God, you guys were in for a
Yeah.
y'all use semi-gloss Dutch boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have walked off that job. Y'all would have asked me for help. I could have been the best painter in the world. Y'all would have asked me to help y'all with semi-gloss Dutch boy, and I would have painted that room. Y'all would have thought I was a rookie, and y'all would have kicked me out.
Yeah.
Because the only way you can make a semi-gloss wall look good is if you prep off the ceiling in the areas that are not getting painted and the floors, and you spray that stuff,
Don't spray. I'm about to
and you
say
do
spray.
not
Yeah.
touch it afterwards.
Yeah.
I never sprayed. Now I do. I think I bought one, but I never used it. I want to spray something.
Yeah.
That's like I'm creative too, so I feel like I want to get a spray gun and just spray something in
Yeah.
this house.
Torian's in here. He remembers the first day I got my sprayer a couple of years back. I took a picture. I never went to school for a sprayer. I never used a sprayer in my life. I just was like, these jobs got to get done faster. This was before I created a team, and I was like, something has to give. These jobs got to get done faster. I used to go spray just closets only first. I
Okay.
just sprayed nothing but
Oh,
closets first and
nice.
ceilings.
That's smart.
Smart.
And oh my God, when I tell you I had the pressure too high
It was
and
a mess.
and I wasn't moving fast,
Mm.
I will go spray another room. I'll be like, ooh, I'm moving and grooving. I'm talking about the paint is crying off of the walls.
Mm.
And so I was like, oh my God. So I would go get a roller and I had to back roll everything every time. I had so much paint on the wall. In one closet, I was able to paint 3 closets.
Wow.
So, like, I definitely recommend to go get practice beforehand. But I always had, I always had, I don't know, I don't know how to explain this. The gift to know how to do something before I do it. Like I always knew how to attack something before I did it in some type of way. So it was like, okay, I learned from my mistakes really fast, and I was like, okay, I didn't look at YouTube or nothing. I don't know why I didn't look at YouTube. YouTube is your
Oh
friend.
yeah.
I went off the experience. I was like, okay, so turn my pressure down. I turned pressure down, and then I didn't know I needed low pressure tips. I was using a 517 tip for all my trim and stuff. I had to learn about 208, what 208 means, 313, and all those things. And I'm gonna explain that after I make this statement. But I fell forward, and so yeah, I was going to all closets and I was spraying the closets and the paint was just falling down because it was too caked up. And so I would roll it, make sure all the paint is like laid out as much as possible. My roller would be super drenched in paint. I would go to the next room. I would roll that closet out really quick. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the hang of this. And so I say about 4 jobs later, I got the right tip. Now you have all different types of tips for your sprayer. You have a 208, you got a 313, you got a 517, and then I believe it's one over that. It's like a 6 or a 7. I never seen it before, but I heard about it.
517.
Okay, so a 208. A 208 is the smallest tip you can get, but the first number is what you multiply by 2. So that is a 4-inch span. A 208 is a 4-inch span. So a 4-inch span is going to be about this right here. So this is how much paint is going to come out of your sprayer. So if your trim is this big, this how much you can paint. You know, you're going to get off of the sprayer.
There's a space.
A 313 or a 312, anything in the threes is a 6-inch span. So you're pretty much going to get this much paint coming out of your sprayer at once. You know, then you're going up to your 517. That's a 10-inch span. Your paint coming out about this much. That's what you use for ceilings. Yes. So when I'm spraying trim in clients' homes, I'm using a 208 or a 313. And so that's to save materials. So I'm not getting overspray on the walls. I'm not getting paint on areas that does not need that paint. Um, and for a better finish, those lower number tips push out less materials. And it gives a better finish as far as the quality of the texture when it goes onto the surface. And when you're using different materials, when you're using CHB flat, CHB stands for Chicago House Based. CHB is only sold in Chicago, and it's the best, hands down, paint to put on ceilings. I promise.
Yeah, you showed me that.
Oh, in your friend's house,
Yeah,
best,
that was the first thing I noticed, wasn't it?
yes, hands down. I love CHB flat, and if I were to go to Florida and I had to get anything close to CHB flat, it would be Promar 400. Promar
Okay,
400 is the next thing that you can touch up, and it's super flat. And when I'm having clients, they want to say it's not an open ceiling concept, but they want to paint their ceiling black. It's drywall. I use Promar 400 because it's bone flat. It can be touched up, and it's not gonna look funny. If you use any other color, I mean, if you use black in any other sheen, like, and you're not talented or educated enough to paint with that material, you're gonna tell where you mess up. And with black too, you have to paint with black and red like you paint semi-gloss. You put all the paint on the wall, and then you come down. You start right here, come down. You overlap. Everything is overlap 50%.
Yeah.
50%. You start from the top, 50%. And then that's how you get your smooth finish. But if you go up and down, that's how it's gonna
Yeah, that's
drop.
crazy. But my man, Ezel Hezekiah, he's from here. I went to high school with him too. So he know Torian too. He live in Cleveland now. He's an investor from here, and he said they got CHB in Cleveland too. He said he
Really?
likes it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What's
Well
up,
then,
Ezel?
the paint rep at the store kind of told a fib to me, but I think they told half of a fib because CHB is made in
Well,
Chicago.
no, yeah, they probably it's popular, so they moving into other
Yeah, they
markets.
moving into
so
other
maybe
Make
markets.
that money.
something with a C. So maybe it's called Cleveland now.
Let me tell you something, man.
Possibly,
Brion,
possibly.
bro, I've learned so much on this call. I never knew what CHB meant.
Yes,
Uh, the semi-gloss problem to paint walls and using the W technique without going down. I learned
yes.
that. Hey, man, you a wealth of knowledge, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, Early? Early walk online. What's up, Early? Another investor, man.
Really?
And another Brady.
Early
But
is
you are a wealth of knowledge, bro.
amazing.
I can so see you doing training on paint, bro.
Yes, I'm
And,
ready.
and me
I'm
and
ready.
So
you will
wait.
talk. I know how smart you are and capable, but I didn't. You going in, you breaking it down like science, bro. So
Yes.
we gotta
One
get some training.
one
Yeah,
thing I wanna hit on because I had in my notes, and this has nothing to do with contractor. This has nothing to do with painting. This has nothing to do with nothing in the group.
yeah,
But this
Okay.
is the most
yeah,
important thing.
yeah.
The mentality a person is supposed to have when they go into a customer's house.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
I truly recommend a person get in control of their emotions before they get into any business.
Facts.
Emotion, once you show emotion, you automatically lost.
Mm-hmm.
You don't come into anything with emotion. You honestly, if any emotion, you should be happy. Carry a smile.
Mm-hmm.
Always have a smile.
Yeah.
Know what you're coming into the situation with. Know it front to back. So if you're offering painting, be confident with what you're talking about. Don't stutter over your words because the person is at any given time looking for a reason to kick you out.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you in their house. They need something done in their home. So the first sign of anything that's okay, next person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I recommend a person have the utmost best attitude. Attitude is key. I'm gonna say attitude is key. Attitude is key. Attitude is key. A person that paints better than me can be on the same job as me, and I get the job because my attitude is
So
better.
how do you keep your attitude in check? What do you do? What are some of the techniques?
Well, truth be told, um, I'm gonna just be honest. I was raised off morals.
Okay.
I was raised right, so I was that got nipped in the butt early.
Okay.
Um, uh, to be respectful, have respect for
Yeah.
your elders, have respect for everybody, not just your elders.
Correct.
Another thing, you go into these clients' homes, of course you own your own business. You run your own business, but you work for that client. You do not work for yourself immediately. As soon as you walk into that client's home, you work for them. That is so important to understand, because when a client wants, something to get corrected, the client's always right. The client is not going to nitpick with you. If you're doing your job right, they're not going to nitpick you. But if it's something that needs to be corrected that you touched, you have the right attitude and you fix it. You don't argue with them. I mean, of course, stand your grounds and educate them on what's going on. If the paint isn't dry yet, it has to dry. Let it dry before you look at it, or this or that. But if a client is and you ain't get all your money, and you in that client house and you want to argue, you can forget about that money.
And something you said, bro, and I kind of use this example sometime when me and Nita talking. Is with contractors, like you said, one thing that you mentioned, be knowledgeable about what you're trying to do.
Yes.
Educate yourself, try to get better every day, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be the professional at what you do, whether it's painting, plumbing, electricity, whatever it is, you should be the pro. And here's another example I use. I don't go to the doctor and lay on the table and tell the doctor what to do to me. So if I go to the doctor and I got something wrong with me, and the doctor's stuttering, like you said, he's stuttering, he unsure, his eyes all over the place, I say I may not need to be here,
Exactly.
because I want to live to see tomorrow. So that's a great example. You said you walk in there with confidence, with respect, because I like what you said about being raised right. And one thing that I carry with me as well is doing to others as you would have them do unto you. That's a scripture and belief I have. I treat people I lead with respect, and I'm gonna treat you how I want to be treated. Now, if I get disrespected, then now you deal with that process
Right.
in that way. But you go, like you say, go on with no emotion. I kind of joke now that I'm kind of a robot when it comes to business, especially
Yeah.
dealing with a group of 35,000 plus people, and different people and different attitudes, and some like you, some don't. I used to be a people pleaser. Now I'm a robot. I set my process. I'm gonna lay my process in front of you with respect, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. Robot moving to the next customer to serve them. That's it.
Yep. Yep. And it's essential. It's really essential. And I use Chat GPT a
Oh
lot.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely, my man.
Chat GPT has
Everything.
everything. If I'm not knowledgeable on something, or if I'm about to subcontract out anything in Chicago, I told you I'm tunnel vision. I don't do murals. I don't do bordered walls or anything like that. But people love my company, and so they ask me for flooring. They ask me for hanging drywall. They ask me for the bordered walls. When I go to shop for contractors,
Okay.
I go off of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I go off of morals. I go off of how speech, I go off of mainly attitude. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care how good you are. If you can't be told nothing, we can't work together.
Yeah.
If you carry an attitude on your shoulder, man, go be a debate. Go on the debate team. This isn't for debate. You
Going
know,
to politics.
go into politics or something. I mean, that's the easiest way to get kicked out of a client's home, with the
Yeah.
attitude.
Yeah.
Especially as a grown man.
Yeah. For sure.
You gotta cut that out. Yeah, we gotta get better. We gotta do better. I'm not aiming towards anybody. I don't know if anybody in the group has it. I'm just saying, based off of experience and me growing as a man, I didn't get better, and I didn't get more yeses until I got that in check. I'm human. I had to work with certain things, and unlearn and reteach myself certain things with my attitude to get better and everything. I didn't come out seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
You got to season yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't come out seasoned with Lawry's and garlic powder and paprika and you name it. You come out bare.
Yeah.
And in life, the journey that you live that's your seasoning.
Yeah.
You know, how good are you gonna come? Come out? That people love the finish line. They want to get to the finish line so bad. Do
Yeah.
you know the finish line is when you're dead?
It's a journey,
You
right?
fall
It's a
in love with the
yeah.
journey. You fall in love with the journey. So pick wisely on your journey. Align your personality with the atmosphere.
Yes.
I'm so big with that. If you're
I
into
feel like I want to
contracting
be.
and this isn't this has and you're doing it for money and your personality isn't in this,
Mm-hmm.
you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
You're actually gonna have regrets when you get older, and you're gonna take on a bad habit. You know, and the common most bad habit is drinking.
Yeah.
A lot of people take on drinking because they didn't dive into them dreams. They didn't dive into their dreams. They didn't align their personality with the atmosphere at an early time. And it's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
But the older a person gets, it's harder to change. You
No.
know,
Yeah.
it's harder to change. Not you. A person can go years and years and years and learning it the wrong way and want to change. But when it comes down to changing, oh my God, so many layers have to be peeled off. And that's a hard journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing
Hold on to me tricks.
what I say is, and because I don't know how much longer, because we
I
can. This
know.
is now I need to see why. Like when me and Brion chopped it up, like when I ran into Brion in the gym that time at LA Fitness, and we chopped it up. This young brother is phenomenal. As you can see, we just scratching the surface. Like
Yes.
just to get into, let me just show my appreciation for you real quick, bro. Like from being in the renovation room for years, like I say, as a member, putting out quality content, quality work, quality customer service, quality projects, back to back. I've seen Brion. He's got videos of painting gymnasium, school gymnasiums, all type of commercial type of projects, restaurants, big, nice big homes and small home, smaller homes. He does it all. And what impressed me more when I met him and started talking to him is his knowledge base and his vision on where he's going in the future. So I just want to say thank you, bro. And also, and of course, in joining the Renovation Room Contractors Association,
Yes, sir.
with education. I just appreciate you, young brother. These young brothers like yourself. Again, I'm an older brother. I'm an older young brother, but it's younger brothers like yourself that I tell Nita all the time. I see as building blocks for a new way in our community, a new
Yeah.
way, a new way that we look at things, a new way. Because you already know what I believe in. I believe we're gonna rebuild our communities in mass. That's
Yeah.
that's my that's what I'm here for, to help usher that in whatever way it is. If I'm carrying paint or if I'm sweeping up floors, I'm helping to rebuild my communities in mass. That's my mission.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers like you and other brothers, man, I can name, but this is about you tonight. I appreciate you, bro. And as far as you want to go, I'm here. I work for you, like I tell y'all when y'all signed up for the RCA. I work for you, bro. As far as any type of advice I can give, I can tell you about my mistakes. I ain't never afraid to share mistakes that I made and still make. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Most certainly.
yeah, I'm
I
here to
definitely
serve you,
understand.
bro, and I appreciate you. Your sky, your ceiling is, it ain't no ceiling, bro. You finna soar into outer space. You're gonna be on one of them Elon Musk rockets going off to the moon, setting up colonies, bro. Like
Most
seriously,
certainly.
you know,
Yeah. I want to say this before we end it. Any contractor want to come up with a business venture, come up with a business plan, I'm all ears.
man,
A closed mouth don't get fed, and
Absolutely.
pride is right before failure. You're gonna
that's it.
fall hard if you're prideful. Um, but one thing before we get off of this live, I don't know much about um other trades, but I came with information that will help you in your trade, regardless of what trade you're in. I did homework with Chat GPT. I came to the table with knowledge gems. I didn't even like you said, I didn't scratch the surface. I have a full notebook. I'm in the midst of writing an ebook right now. Like I have a whole notebook written of stuff. This whole notebook is filled. I have two more right
Oh,
here. Like I'm insane. I'm insane. I researched some things on. I'm gonna just flip the camera really quick.
Yeah.
This is
If you
Chat
don't understand,
GPT.
you a genius, bro. You ain't a saying you a genius.
This is this is Chat GPT, and we're gonna start right here. Let me wipe my camera off. All right. In Chicago, what are 10 important tips a contractor should know or learn when offering their business service to new customers? Okay. This is the first one. Number one, understand local regulations. Chicago has specific building codes and regulations. Ensure you are familiar with and comply with all local laws and permits required for construction and renovation projects. That's most importantly important for GCs. GCs, eat that information up. I'm sure you know it if you're a GC anyways. License and insurance. Obtain the necessary license for your trade. Maintain proper insurance coverage. This not only protects you, but also builds trust with your clients, with your customers. It's important. It's highly important just to have, you know, that piece of paper. You know, when you go to college and you got that diploma, and then you go to a job and you have that more of a niche than to get hired compared to the person that doesn't have that piece of paper. Number three, build a strong network. Connect with local suppliers, subcontractors, and industry professionals. Reliable partnerships and can lead to better pricing, timely deliveries, and high quality. That goes back to what I was saying with contractors getting in tune. Perfect example: paint reps, Sherwin Williams, Benjamin Moore, you name it. They all have paint reps that will help you grow. Number four, keep a clear and open communication with your customers. Update them regularly on progress of the project and be transparent about any delays or issues. That goes with customer service. Always be, always give them updates. With any job that I do, I'm making videos. But right when I'm done making that video, that time lapse video, I immediately send it to the customer. So if we're in a customer's house for 2 hours, and of course they don't want to come and breathe down our necks, I give them updated information every hour. And they text me, oh, I love this. I love this. I love it. I'm not even done yet. And they're telling me they love it. That's one thing. That's what really sets me aside. Detailed contracts. Use comprehensive contracts that outline the scope of work, timelines, payment schedules, and warranties. This protects both you and your customers for any misunderstanding. That's important. One um one app that I use for this is Joyce. All contractors should have Joyce. It gives you an itemized list that you can make for your clients. It gives you the option to, if the client accepts your bid, they then sign paperwork and send their payment over directly, and they don't even have to be in front of you to get your deposit. And it's a whole breakdown of everything that's going to be done in the job, word for they sign it, and if anything goes wrong, you refrain back to the contract. That's important. 6, quality workmanship. Focus on delivering high quality work. Satisfied customers are likely to recommend your services to others, leading to more business opportunities. That's pretty much word of mouth. Anybody that's in this group understands highly quality work brings word of mouth. Word of mouth is your warm market. When you're starting a business, you're in your cold market. You don't want to be in your cold market too long. You're going to be hustling hard, and you're going to get stressful and depressed, and you're going to think you're not doing something right. No, you're not doing your work right if you're in your cold market too long. Warm market means you do great work and it's word of mouth. And when you're in your warm market for a year or two, there is no competition. Okay. Number 7, customer reviews and testimonials. Encourage satisfied customers to leave positive reviews and testimonials. Positive online reviews can significantly influence potential customers and decisions. I know people in the renovation room are tired of seeing me post the same videos of my clients giving testimonial videos. What I call a professional pest. This stuff that I'm saying is not on this. I myself think of myself as a professional pest. You have to block me in order for me to not call. If you called me to do some type of work for you and you're gonna get back to me, guess what? I'm gonna hit you up the next day to see how everything goes, regardless if you told me you're gonna think about it. And then if you're gonna think about it, you're gonna give me a date to hit you back. I'm gonna hit you back, but I'm gonna follow up. People love to be engaged that way. Everybody has a schedule. People forget that everybody's schedule isn't the same. So if a client doesn't call you back, it's not that they didn't want to go with you. They literally probably lost your information in the mix of all the other uh, contractors that came and gave a bid. And truth be told, they're trying to figure out which one they want to pick. And if you're keep hitting them up, they're gonna be like, "F it, I'm going with Brion. He persistent." So if he is persistent, hey, when he in my house, I know he gonna do an amazing job. He's not gonna do a half job, you know.
Yeah,
So let's go back to
That's
what I was reading.
facts. Brion, I love you, but we are gonna have to end this because we've been on here for over an hour.
Oh, really? Okay,
So
cool. Well, I am a like I'm a walking book. So
well,
you
no,
guys ready to
we
do
no,
got.
another one?
we gonna do it again.
Yeah. We gonna nah. This is just the beginning, bro. Like seriously, this the beginning. And to speak on this movement of us going live in the renovation room with our
This child
contractors, with
wait.
our with our. Let me turn this over.
Yeah.
With our top. Sorry, y'all. Us going live in the renovation room with our quality contractors. I'm saying,
Yeah.
like yourself and others. We want to do this more often. I want to link. I want the public and our community to know you guys. Like outside of just seeing people post, outside of just maybe working one offs with customers. I think they need to get to know how phenomenal a lot of you guys are. So get used to this, man. Like we already knew we were gonna have to have several episodes of Brion. It's gonna be like part 1, part through part 10. You
I
know,
love
you know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm in the
But
midst of writing the ebook now, and
good, good.
I'm gonna have a platform where I can teach and train people what I do. I'm gonna
Please.
give away. I'm gonna be raw with all of my tips and tricks. I'm gonna splash everything out at everybody. So
Please,
it's just
bro.
be
Bro.
ready. It's gonna be an overload. A lot of people ask me all the time, Brion, what's your tricks? And I'm like, forget it. I'm tired of being asked my tricks. I don't have time to have individual conversations with everybody. It's taken away from productivity. So I'm just gonna come and bring a whole bunch of information to one thing, and it's gonna do this. This what we're doing in this group. We got to
Yeah,
keep doing this as a people. Okay,
absolutely.
we this is they're scared of
Yeah,
this,
yeah, for sure.
and
Absolutely.
they know who they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right,
And then also
Building bridges.
for anybody that want to know more about this brother, when we first started, I shared his links in the chat so you can click on his
Yes.
link. This video is gonna live on for people to see in the group. And
Brion Painting Services.
Pain services is top notch, highly recommended. I don't even, man, he did the brother get out. If you can't tell after listening to him for an hour and a half, then I don't know. I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? No,
I'm
this dude
doing.
get down. He like a scientist when it comes to painting and other things. Don't get him started talking about investing. That's gonna be on episode 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? Because he get down that way too.
I'm
You
doing
know, but no, man,
God's work, man.
we
Many
I,
layers.
man, we appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you so much. I'm gonna be me and real quick. We got some commercial stuff coming in 2025 that me and him been chopping it up about getting more of our contractors like this, forming together and working on these larger projects and these commercial projects that are needed in our community. So me and him, we've been talking we met months ago to start talking about this,
Yeah.
and we making moves that way too. So, and he's a wealth of information. He come with,
Yes.
I can't keep up no more. You know what I'm saying? I got to set appointments with
And
him.
young
You
brain.
know what I'm saying? But we appreciate you,
I
dog, for real.
appreciate it.
Thank
I
you.
thank you. It's been an honor. I know I'm in the right lane.
My
I know
man,
I'm doing the right thing because man, you don't get opportunities like this when you ain't doing nothing.
my man. Yes,
So
sir.
this gave me hope. This really because you don't know what people go through.
Yeah,
I'm just very strong mentally and everything, and people
Yeah.
go through
yeah.
stuff, and this right here it just recharged the battery.
My
So
Yes.
man.
I appreciate that.
Set that
We
information.
appreciate you.
Get your platform, whatever. And you already know I'm your biggest cheerleader. So whatever you come with, I'm a man. We gonna put it out there. You know what I'm saying? And man, we appreciate you, dog. Let me know. You got my number. We in
Yes,
touch
sir.
every day, whenever you need. And I don't know what else. Nita, you got anything else? I'm gonna let
No,
Brion. We're gonna let
Brion,
Brion close.
he rocked it like, whoa.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's gonna get mine out. He gonna close it out. I'm just getting mine out. Like,
Yeah,
Yes,
I
that's
truthfully
it.
be told, like I didn't even read nothing. This was all like I had stuff written down, like stuff I want to go over. I didn't even go over it.
because it's your passion, bro. You
Yeah,
don't need it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So it's just like I only went over one thing, and that was attitude, and that was mainly what I wanted to hit on. It's just
Yeah.
the perfect attitude. Everybody come with a smile and leave their baggage in the car because everybody has baggage.
Everybody got back.
Everybody
Amen.
has baggage. Please don't bring your baggage to somebody else because you probably couldn't even handle the baggage they going through. You probably love your baggage. You be looking for your baggage. You going to ask for somebody else's baggage. They want my life. They'll be looking for their problems so fast.
Man, bro. You preaching, man.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah.
want to pray?
So we
You
gonna
want to
have to
pray?
have you.
Yeah,
We gonna have to have
man,
we
that's
gonna have
my
to have a
goal.
Sunday service with Brion.
Hey, you guys can thank my dad, Keith Johnson,
That's what's up.
financial service rep in Chicago. Man, he
Okay.
trained me.
Man.
He trained me.
Yeah, you did a great job. Great job, keep Mr. Johnson, man. You did a great
Yes.
Yep.
Brion. You know what I'm saying? And I love it, bro. And man, you passing on to Brion Jr. He a junior, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you passing on to him, and that's what it's about, man. I love you led with that. How he was 2 when you started, and he's 7 now. And man, I love it, bro. Like I'm telling you, it's a new. I don't want to say new because it's always been positive. Black men out here moving. I'm gonna say it, but it's more. We finna come more to the forefront and rebuild our communities in mass. And I won't. I will stop there because neither know I'll go down the whole rabbit hole with
Yeah.
that. But no, yeah,
I'm excited. You guys let me know how I could be of assistance. I love spreading wealth. I love talking. I promise you, any contractor that's in this group that worked with me,
that's what's
they
up.
already knew how I was before I got on this live,
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
they know I got contractors that hit me up, and I run my own business. They call me Brion. Come, can you please come work for me real quick? And you know what? I don't have too much pride.
there you go.
Just as long as that money makes sense, I'm coming to help.